Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. It has been a minute. This is actually the second time I record this video because the first time the microphone wasn't switched on. But I'm very excited to be back. I'm very excited to be filming again. I have lots of new ideas. I have lots of videos coming up and blog posts as well. So make sure to check out my website, beehive.com. I'll put the link in the description box. And today we are going to do a winter makeup tutorial. We're gonna have quite a bold lip and a smudgy smoky eye. I'm first going to start by tying my hair. Sorry if I'm looking sideways because my mirror is there. So I have already moisturized and I have already applied lip balm on my lips because whenever you apply a dark lipstick, it's always very important to make sure that your lips are well hydrated so the lipstick stays longer and it doesn't fade in weird ways. So I have now applied my lip balm. It's a lip balm I got in Scotland. It's from the Highland soap. It's really great. It's tea tree and mint. This is it. So now we can start with applying our concealer. I am using the Naked Skin by Urban Decay in the shade Light Neutral, this one. And I am applying it with my setting brush by Real Techniques. We're gonna go ahead and apply the concealer in a triangle shape, as we know, and cover up our blemishes wherever they may be. I'm zooming in to make sure you see enough. I'm going to look at the mirror now, if you'll excuse me. And we are going to go cover our blemishes in circular movements. After applying our concealer, I'm going to go ahead and use the Less is Better Fluid Highlighter by Kiko. I have already wet my, my Real Techniques Miracle Sponge, so I'm going to apply a tiny drop wherever I want my highlighter to be. We are going to set it with our Miracle Sponge. I'm going to go also on the arch of my brows to highlight the parts where the sun would naturally shine. After we put our highlighter, we can go ahead and bronze it up a bit. I am using my James Read Tantour palette here. It's one of my new favorites. It's new in my beauty stash. So it has the bronzer here and the highlighter here. I'm going to apply the bronzer with this massive Benecos brush. Not sure what brush it is, but it's basically the biggest one that Benecos sells. We are going to apply some of this and follow the natural bone structure of our face. I'm going to go underneath our cheekbones and underneath the jawline. I just prefer bigger brushes because they're more immune to mistakes and I make lots of mistakes, so it just is so much easier to blend. If you want to make sure that you get the sides of your nose as well, I would recommend using something smaller like the contour brush by Real Techniques and touch up the sides of your nose if that's your thing. Alright, so we're going to apply some highlighter now, and I'm using the Tantour palette once again for highlighter. So I'm applying the highlighter from here with the brush by James Read that comes in the package. And just make sure we're really glowing tonight. So now we are going to put some blush. I'm using actually an eyeshadow as a blush. It's the Absolute Eye Color in the color 310 Lobster by Catrice. It's a really nice peachy blush. Some people put blusher before highlighter. It really doesn't matter to me, but I'm zooming in a bit. So we're going to work on our eyebrows now. The product that I'm using is the Collection eyebrow kit. It's for blonde, but I like it because the brown is slightly colder than normal browns, so I feel like it goes best with my eyebrows. So naturally I will pick up the darkest shade in the palette and use my brow brush by Real Techniques to apply it. The way we want our eyebrows to be defined is by applying the product in vertical strokes like this. By just following the natural growth of our eyebrows. make sure you fill in any gaps you might have in your brow arch. I, for example, lack some here, right here. And just complete the natural arch of your brow. So once we fill in our brows with the brow powder, we're going to use the clear brow gel that comes in the package. So we're gonna use it to fix our brows in place. Again, we follow the natural hair growth of our brows. I know it looks spiky, but then we just whoop, make sure they stay in place where we want them to be. So now we proceed onto our eyes. We lift the eyelid a little bit and we put some black kajal or some black eyeliner right underneath our lashes, and we focus our attention on the outer part of our eye. But you see already how much it defines the shape of your eye. And then we do the same on top, and we make sure to stay as close as possible to our lashes once again. We are going to smudge it anyway, so don't worry about being too precise with it. We're going to go for a smudgy look. Just follow the natural shape of your eye. This is a good point where to stop. So now we're gonna take a small pointy brush like this one. This is by Essence. And we're gonna go over it and smudge it. Make sure you don't go too close to the beginning of the eye and you don't smudge it too far away from the end of your eye. And that would be how it should look, more or less. Then I'm going to grab my glittery palette. This is by MUA. It's the eyeshadow palette called Glitter Ball. So we take the little brush that comes in the package because we're going to use a glittery color. So we want to grab as much glitter as possible. So we're going to take this little gray and apply it on our lid over here. Again, don't be too concerned with how precise the application comes to be. So we are just going to apply this on our mobile lid. See how beautiful and shimmery this color is. Alright, next we're going to take our brow palette once again and use this watercolor, and we use something like the Deluxe Crease Brush by Real Techniques because we're going to blend in everything. So we need a neutral color to blend everything in. So we take a little bit of that and we just go over the arch and blend, blend, blend. We take our eyeliner once again and we do the same thing that we did right before. We apply a little bit more, focusing always on the outer corner rather than the inner corner. We take the same little brush that we used before and we smudge. You might want to repeat this a couple times depending on the result you want to achieve, but we also don't want this to be too precise. So once we're done with that, we are going to apply our mascara. I am currently loving the Thick and Fast by Soap & Glory. And we put an abundant amount on our lashes. Smudging our eyeliner really adds volume to your lashes because the smudging looks like you have loads of extra lashes, especially on the outer corner where we worked mostly. You have your trick for longer, fuller lashes, and then just spend some extra time in making them a little longer so they come out of the eyeliner line. Don't forget to love your lower lashes as well. Our eyes are complete right now, so the last touch would be to focus on our lips. So I'm going to zoom in. Remember that we applied some lip balm beforehand, so make sure to wipe that off so your lips are dry and well prepped for liquid lipstick, which is what we're going to use today. Today we're going to apply the Nyx Lip Cream in the color Copenhagen, appropriate enough because that's where I live. The way we work with our liquid lipstick is we start from the inside out. We have to be really careful because these colors do not forgive. If you feel the need to blot it with a piece of tissue and then reapply a second layer, feel free to do so. Or if you just want it to be a little more matte. Another technique to make your lipstick last longer is just to run your finger through it to make sure it really goes into your lips, and then go over with a second coat. So there you go, the makeup is complete. I hope you like it. This is more of a sultry look for winter, for the evening. Thank you for tuning in for another episode of my series, and I'll see you next time.